This story begins in a large city, where a girl comes to the office of her boyfriend to surprise him. Meanwhile, security guards encountered something odd and called the cops and ambulance, because they knew that her boyfriend was doing something weird in her absence. Right after, he gets caught red-handed by the girl and she makes a big mess out of the situation. Cops come and arrest her on the act. Later, she feels very sad while looking at the picture of herself and her boyfriend. She decides to pack her bags and go somewhere mysterious. She also let go of the bees she has been taking care of and which was part of her job. On the other hand, we see a businesswoman who owns a big furniture company, talking about expanding her business with an investor. At first, the man was hesitant to invest in her company, but he is later impressed by her new invention. He also asks her if half of the company is still owned by her careless brother Patrick. We see her brother hanging by a bridge. He was being blackmailed by a gang member, who he owes some money, and he gives him 1 week to pay back $10 million. After the incident, he gets a call from her sister and decides to meet her. In the next scene, we see a wonderful place in the middle of the mountains. 2 men are expecting a guest, while they make fun of one another. The businesswoman arrives, where they are ready to serve her. Despite this place was very positive but a bit loud, she did not like to talk about business in noisy place. Then they take her to the VIP place. The heartbroken woman arrives at the destination. There, a paid worker offers her a ride, but she rudely shoo him away. Businesswoman is still talking about her business, but she is very rude to the owners. Right there, the owner decides to not sell the land anymore. He walks away in sheer anger, after which his partner decides to talk him back to the deal. Meanwhile, her daughter reveals that she is pregnant from the son of another owner. The girl walks away with the son, after telling her father that she does not care if her father does not support her. While the owner comes back to the deal, businesswoman gets to know that there is another owner who is their sister, whose name was Koska. The sister is the woman who just arrived into the town. They were trying to do the deal in her absence. She accidentally arrived there and does not agree to sell the land. This makes both partners very frustrated. The girl goes outside and gets a call from her ex-boyfriend Bob. Meanwhile, the rich spoiled guy, whose name was Patrick, crashes her bike in front of the girl. He broke her suitcase, where she gets really pissed, but the guy is trying his best to flirt with her, which was a big failure. The guy comes and meet her sister. He is there to make a deal with her. He will make her money if she is able to give him $10 million as debt. She decides to get some shares that he owns of the company as a collateral, to which he annoyingly agrees. This was not the only wish she had. Since she wants to buy a land here, she wants her brother to change Koska's mind about selling the land. In the next scene, we see the girl who meets her mother. Both of them are in pure joy after seeing each other after years. They are kissing each other out of the happiness. Old women almost start to cry seeing her daughter back. The girl explains to her mother that she wants to start it all from the beginning here in the town. She decides to make a digital apiary. She wants to work with the hives and bees back in her town instead of America. Old woman thinks that she watched too many science fiction movies and they laugh. Meanwhile, 2 partners are expecting her to get tired of the town quickly and get back to America, so that they can sell their land and make money off of it. It is the same night and the girl watches someone trying to put a tent, while it was raining and thunderstorm outside. It was the same rich guy Patrick and they are surprised to see each other. She angrily insists to stop his stupidity and tells him to come stay in her place. He acts hesitant and agrees to come inside her house. Inside the house, she tells him to get undressed. He proceeds to do the obvious and in no time he is bare clothed. She insists on taking everything off, which he excitedly does. While he had no clothes on, girl goes inside a room and comes out with some clothes. She throws the clothes at him and walk away without saying anything. The guy explains that he does not have any way to contact anybody that he know, so he only have a choice to stay for a night and fix his bike in the morning. Right after, 2 men, who are again the partners in land, are seen carrying a heavy beehive box outside, which are scared by the rich guy, and later he gets to know that he did a mistake because they were not thieves. He feels injured and goes away to see a doctor. The female doctor is more interested in his abs than his injury. She recommends him to stay for checkup for 24 hours, but he run away from there. Little did the rich guy know that the gangster is following him all along. The 2 partners are again talking about the girl and the guy. They think that the guy chased them away yesterday night and is their enemy. They decide to hire someone to deal with Koska. Patrick comes to the bar and asks for the morning coffee. There one of the lawyer wants him to go away, but he offers him another drink and makes him smile. 2 partners are interviewing couple of men to hire them so that they can solve their problem. While Patrick gets to know that two partners also want their sister to go away and looking for a man to hire. He approaches them and he reveals to the partners that she had a soft spot for him and let him live in her house for a day. This makes the Koska's brother angry, even though he wants his sister to go away from there. But it all settles down and they end up making a deal. Next day, the girl is seen going into a repair shop and asks the men to repair the roof. But they kind of laugh at them a little, to which she realizes that her brothers has already told them not to help her out, so that she will leave the town in frustration. She comes back to her home and finds the rich guy there. He reveals that since last night he broke the beehive box, he is gifting her new ones. This guy also decides to help her out by fixing her roof, to which she shouted him. Right after, he ends up falling along with the ladder and gets a bit injured. In the middle, he tries his best to impress the girl and flirt, but she kind of knew his tricks. Finally she helped him out and tried to put him to bed. He suddenly takes away his shirt and starts to do push-ups to impress her. He doesn't know that the girl is watching everything and decides to call her mother. There her mother tells him to take his clothes off and lay down on the table. At the table he was getting special treatment from her mother and herself, which was painful. So the miracle happens and he suddenly is cured. The girl believes that the guy will never come back again. On the other hand, his Patrick's sister is waiting to sign the papers for the land and does not have many days left. She calls her brother up and gives him a deadline of 3 days. Patrick can be seen once again with the doctor. She again tries to flirt with him and he walks away. Suddenly, he encounters the thug and tries to take the back window for escape. Thug come through the door, where the doctor makes him sit and try to seduce him. The partners and the Patrick are talking about how he almost got it, but some complications happened. They give him the info that she will be at the city council tomorrow. Next day girl's whole family is getting their alcohol ready for the bar. Her little sister arrives and start to ask her about the handsome man. Both sisters are impressed with the looks of the guy. For some reason talking about men makes her really upset and she takes a shot. Right away, they encounter the Patrick and lawyer outside, which surprises them. Her mother wants them to go away, but the girl somehow offers him a spare room. At her house she assures him that she will not sleep with him. Inside the house she was talking to someone about the funding for her beehive project, but she did not get the expected funding for it, which makes her very upset and she tells Patrick to chop the wood outside. This does not seem to work out in his favor and he barely manages to chop a single wood. When she drives away, he calls the partners and the group to help him out, which later result in all the wood getting chopped and organized. This impressed the girl a lot and she is somewhat attracted to him. Later at night she decides to go into his room, but stops. He comes out and see her taking a bath, but stops before knocking on the door. Next morning, she asks him out to go on a trip with her. The view at the mountain was very beautiful, which makes them very happy. It looks like she is starting to feel something for him. He decides to help her out with the bees and they end up falling off. There they almost about to kiss, but the Koska ignores him. While getting treatment from Koska's mother, who explains to him that Koska is a special woman, who needs special efforts. After, the guy decide to participate in one of the lumberjack competition. Koska and her mother are shocked to see him participating. This does not affect the guy and he decide to not let go of the competition. Every one of the participants are getting paid by the partners, so that they try their best to lose and make the rich guy win. There the biggest guy decide to get paid and win for the honor. Partners decide to trick the biggest man instead and bring a beautiful woman in front of him. That almost end in a drastic accident, but the day gets saved by the rich guy. After the competition, he tried to talk to Koska, but she does not want to listen to him for some reason. Her mother suggests him not to play with her feelings. Later at her home, she gets an urgent call that the queen bee has been shipped by mail to the post office 2 days ago, and if they did not get the bees today, Queen Bee will die. The post office was 1 hour away by drive, so Patrick offers her a ride to the post office for faster travel. She hugs him after getting to know that bees are safe. They end up getting the bees back to her home, which makes her really happy. Rich guy wants to tell her something, but before that would happen, they start to make out. Next morning he wakes up and somewhat feels guilty about it. Koska also wakes up and surprised to see that he is not there anymore. While Patrick went to talk to two partners, Koska gets to know that he is part of the company and he was a fake all along. Meanwhile, Patrick and the partners are fighting with each other. Koska arrives there. She is very emotional due to the obvious reason that Patrick faked everything. This made her devastated along with her brothers and Patrick. Right after their lawyer slips his tongue and tells them about the treasure. They make him spit out the truth that the wood that they have inside their land is more expensive than the diamonds. Suddenly, Patrick also realizes that even the thugs have been sent by her sister to own the land. It was all part of the big plan. Now Patrick decides to make a smart move here. All of them meets the thug and tell him to do as they explain. Next, the thug goes back to the rich sister and tell her that the plan is going as expected. Businesswoman arrives back in town and the deal is made. Her brother also get paid and he walks away. While Casca was about to leave the town, she is surprised by her family. They are setting up her beehive factory, which makes her really happy. Everyone is really excited to see her stay. Patrick's sister gets to know that the land she bought was not something that she expected and it does not contain the expensive wood. Patrick also have opened up a company along with the partners, and the chairman also sits with the partners to invest in furniture business. Back in town, everyone is celebrating the new wedding. Swaska says goodbye to her little sister. Later on, one of the partners decide to make a toast for the married couple. In the middle, they start to fight once again as usual. While everyone was enjoying the party, Swaska was sitting all alone and sad. To her surprise, Patrick arrives there and asks her for a room. This was the beginning of their love story and they start to kiss in the end.